Yes.
Uganda National Examinations Board and Ministry of Education and Sports have released the 2024 Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education Examinations. According to the results, candidates who appeared for the examinations were 140,888 compared to 109,486 who sat in 2023, registering an increase in candidature of 31,402, that is 28.7%. The Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, said it is important that the increase in candidature is scientifically and logically explained to enable government to know the good efforts that need to be made better and also do away with investments that are of little to no value in secondary education. She urged higher education institutions to review their respective curricula for initial teaching and learning now that the A-level curriculum has been aligned to the lower secondary curriculum by making it competency-based.
Mismatch where universities continue to graduate teachers who cannot utilize competence-based and learner-centered curricula is undesirable. Therefore, for this mismatch to be cured, in the universities and higher education institutions, the academic staff who train the teachers must also realign their learning delivery methods to become competence-based and learner-centered. You have heard the executive director of UNEB say that the 2024 USCE examination revealed that learners struggled with relating the concepts they are learning in sciences with what happens in the student's everyday life. This problem was not only observed in the science subjects, but also the humanities, such as economics and entrepreneurship. These shortcomings that UNEB has ably pointed out are exactly what the government is attempting to cure by embarking on reforms in the teaching profession and curricula for secondary education curricula. In other words, curricular reforms that the Ministry of Education and Sports introduced at O-level in 2020 have a direct effect on the curricula used in higher education to train students pursuing a career in the teaching profession in Uganda.
Results indicate that female candidates performed proportionally better than their male counterparts. Their percentage passes at upper levels, Principal Pass 3 and 2, are higher. The performance in large entry principal level subjects indicate that at Principal Pass level A to E, there is improvements in economics, literature in English, physics and biology.
When we look at history, for females, at least 7.9% got A. This compares to 7.0 for the males. And overall, those that got principal passes, for females, we have 93.3 against 90.2 for the males. History, for instance, 7.5% of all the candidates got A. And then 91.9% of the candidates passed with a principal pass, E and above. And then if you take those that also passed with a subsidiary level pass, we have a pass rate of 98.7. In history, for example, inadequate critical thinking skills limited the candidate's ability to analyze historical views. The National Constitution is a major reference material in one of the papers in the subject of history. And the candidates who offered this paper exhibited very limited exposure to the Constitution.
The Executive Director, Uganda National Examinations Board, Daniel Dong, says a very high percentage of candidates qualified for the award of the USCE certificate, just as was in 2023. Under the current regulations, a candidate requires a subsidiary level pass in a principal level subject to qualify. The
level passes as a minimum requirement. And Mama, if this consideration is maintained, 92,273 or 65.5% will qualify to be admitted, compared to 80,816, that is 73.8% in 2023. The pass levels are considered, Mama, for admission to other tertiary institutions. Then we have 121,506, or 86.2% of our candidates who will qualify for admission.
The chairperson, Uganda National Examinations Board, Professor Celestino Obua, said although the numbers of candidates offering STEM subjects has continued to increase, the numbers are still below those offering humanities. Yet sciences are needed to spur Uganda's technological progress.
Efforts must therefore be made to increase the numbers of students offering mathematics and sciences, to create the pool from which tertiary institutions can select students for the various science programs. One of the ways, Mama, is to continue to improve on the past levels, which is being implemented by improving adequacy of science teaching and learning materials in many of our schools.
Our children now know and are quite involved. So that's why we see this trend that is coming up and continuing. Nonetheless, we still recognize that there is still room for improvement in learner performance, in sciences and mathematics. Best practices in STEM education point us to the fact that the way sciences and mathematics are taught needs to change. This change starts with a teacher changing his or her attitude toward STEM and how it ought to be taught.
According to UNEP, cases of malpractice have remained low at this level, and in this exam, cases were reported from 38 centres out of the 2,255 centres. Some of the observations from examiners include poor syllabus coverage, which was evidenced by poor responses to questions from several topics by candidates from many centres. Geography is one of the subjects with a decline in performance. I'm Nakasero and Nakasero in Kampala.